Welcome back to Math Teacher Institute. Today I was reading a math teacher blog and there was a guest post all about teaching order of operations with PEMDAS. And I said, oh no, there's still people teaching order of operations with PEMDAS. It's time to learn a better way. Come on in. Hi, I'm Maher Dalal and this is Math Teacher Institute. I've been a math teacher all over the world and I have a master's degree from the Math for Teaching program at Harvard. If you love math and love teaching math to others, this is the place for you. So, when we were all in school, there's a good chance we probably learned PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I don't know who Aunt Sally is or why we have to excuse her, but that was how we remembered our order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Unfortunately, this presents with at least two pretty significant issues that we have to deal with. The first one is kind of the most obvious, which is the multiplication, division, and then addition, subtraction issue. By putting MD and then AS in PEMDAS, we're sending a signal to our students that you should do multiplication before division and then addition before subtraction, which of course we know is wrong. So as soon as we teach that rule, we then have to unteach it by saying, well, it's this order, but not really, because the M and the D we do together and the A and the S we do together. So it's in this order, but not really in this order, and you got to memorize which ones are not. It's already clunky, it's already messy. So we need to address that and fix that issue, especially because we want our students to understand that multiplication and division really are two sides of the same coin, and so are addition and subtraction. The other issue, maybe not quite as obvious at first, is at the very beginning with P for parentheses. See, what the problem is that we are talking about grouping, but we're using the word parentheses. There's lots of examples of where there's grouping without parentheses. In a square root, for example, in a fraction, for example, and in plenty of other places. There are times where we have grouping represented by other symbols than parentheses, including things like brackets and braces. So if we're not going to be using PEMDAS anymore, then what should we be using? Well, we're going to use another acronym, but this is going to be a better one. And the acronym that I like is GEMA, G-E-M-A. G for grouping, E for exponents, M for multiplicative operations, which includes multiplication and division, and A for additive operations, which includes addition and subtraction. So this is going to solve all of our problems that we had with PEMDAS. Instead of P for parentheses, now we have G for grouping, which includes all kinds of grouping inside of a square root, inside of a trig function, in a fraction, wherever it occurs. Any sort of grouping that we see, we operate on that first. Exponents, relatively straightforward. Now M for multiplication here represents multiplication and division. Since those are really two sides of the same coin, we're going to put them together, but we're only going to use one letter to symbolize them. That way students remember that multiplication and division is one operation and happens all together from left to right. Same thing with addition. A stands for addition, but it represents addition and subtraction. And again, we're doing those from left to right. So since addition and subtraction are really connected operations, we're doing them together, and so we have one letter to represent them. So G-E-M-A represents our full order of operations, but in a much more easy to understand, more intuitive, and more accurate way than PEMDAS ever did. And now we can say goodbye to our Aunt Sally once and for all. If this has been helpful for you, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel, and maybe share it with a colleague who teaches pre-algebra or algebra and might benefit from saying goodbye to Aunt Sally and welcoming GEMA into their classroom as well.